Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey, okay, so today I just want to start by saying Happy New Year, and I have something really different. Today I'm just going to talk about what 2017 taught me and kind of like my plan for the new year, like 2018. I'm not like, I don't want to say new year, new me, but it's definitely new year, better me, because this year I'm graduating. So I know it's been a long time for my first video where I was like in first year, but yeah, time goes really quickly. And because I'm gonna be an adult, I have to make better decisions in life, so I have to reevaluate everything I'm doing. So here are my plans. So starting with what 2017 taught me. 2017 taught me that anxiety is real, like in the sense that you can really get it over. Like, I'm not talking about the disorder, I'm just talking about general anxiety, but like in terms of like you're afraid of crowds or exams, you feel really panicky, or the world around you is just making you a little bit like, it makes your heart beat like really fast and you feel like you can't breathe and you feel dizzy, that kind of feeling, and you just want everything around you to stop. But one thing that did help me was making my mind kind of calm. In those moments I always like try to like take myself out of what my surrounding by just closing my eyes and saying one verse. So I say this verse every time I'm about to do an exam, and it, trust me, it, like, I don't even know what happened, but this year my exams, like, I didn't feel so bad after. For some reason I felt really calm, even though I was like, this was like the like this is final year exams, so it was the one that really stressed me out, and I felt like I didn't know anything right before the exam, even though I had prepared. So I was just like, okay, you know what, just make yourself calm. So one verse that definitely helped me was 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, and this was the verse my dad told me about, and it was all about saying that God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of a sound mind. So the part that really helps me is that God is not giving me the spirit of fear, and God has given me a sound mind, so he can make me feel really calm. All I have to do is just ask. And sometimes it may not be that easy, but just try it. There are some situations where it really does help, especially when you have faith. Like, if you really believe it's going to help you, things tend to, like, when you, like, word is very powerful. So if you really put your belief into a spoken word, it can really truly come to pass. So that's why I just try to tell myself, and I really have to believe it and say, for God is not giving me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So that's one thing that can definitely help. Another thing that 2017 has taught me was that you should always trust your intuitions. Now, this applies to so many things, but for me it applies to, in terms of friendships and relationships, and when I'm making decisions, basically trust your gut. Because even when the facts are like telling you the opposite, and your gut is telling you no, go the other way, sometimes you may not believe it, but at the end of the day, that your gut is right. And I believe that that gut feeling is like the Holy Spirit trying to, like, people have this conscience, but the Holy Spirit is my conscience. So if I can literally feel it in my soul that something's not right, I tend to want to believe that I'm right. And more often than not, I tend to find that I am. So I really want you guys to really trust your gut, trust your feeling. If something does not sit right with you, really do examine the situation, pray over it, and see what you can do about it, because there are deceivers everywhere, just saying. So yeah, another thing that 2017 taught me that I'm definitely doing for 2018 is that sometimes you should allow people to go. Like, it's not by force. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life, and this applies to so many things, but some people are there, like, you know, the whole friends are there, some of their friends are there for a season, some for a reason, but you know, like, I really truly believe if someone is meant to be in your life, they will be in your life. And if it's their time to go, do not force things. Like, honestly, one thing that people think that there's some situations where, yes, if you talk about it, you can make it, resolve it, but sometimes you have to really stop yourself even when you really want to, because at the end of the day, you assess the whole situation and think, was this worth it? Like, is this person truly someone that is worth having in my life? Like, you guys may be good for other people, and this, I'm not talking about relationship, I'm talking about everything, like friendships, everything. You guys may be incompatible now. You may have been good in the past, but now maybe you're not. So you have to assess that person and be like, what are you really bringing to the table? Is this something that I need? Is this something that I want in my life? Are you and I walking on the same path? Do we have the kind of like the same morals? Or are you going to bring me down? Or are you going to lift me up? I'm not saying that you should get people similar to yourself, but I'm saying that the people in your life should be adding, like, they should be beneficial, like in terms of they're helping you mentally, spiritually, like physically, anyway. You know, they shouldn't be draining your energy. They shouldn't be like leeches. So sometimes you need to really cut it. Another thing that I learned, I need to learn, definitely need to learn, is to say no. Like, it's really hard sometimes to say no because you want to be the nice person, but you have to really forget what other people would think. It's really hard because, like, it may seem like such a simple situation that you could just say yes to and get it over and done with, but if you think about it and you're like, this is so unnecessary, like, just, you know, you're wasting your time, and time is precious, so really just say no. You could do something more productive. So yeah, and like, there's some situations where if you say yes to, it could be detrimental more than beneficial. The past is the past, but you must also remember that the things that happen to you that may seem terrible, they might be there to wake you up. Like, you might, like, people say that, oh, it's all for a reason. Yeah, it is actually, because you have to remember that God does all things together for your good. Like, just remember that even when things seem bad, it's all for your good in some way. You may not see it now, and trust me, I say this all the time. I'm like, how is this for my good? Like, honestly, how is it for my good? But then when I look back, I'm just like, you truly saved me. Like, you truly saved, like, you have no idea. Like, how many times have you actually said this to yourself, that you were about to do something and then later you found out that that would have been the worst decision of your life? Like, that kind of feeling. So sometimes bad things happen to wake you up, like shake you and make you realize like you need to get out because this is not where you're meant to be. So yeah, that's something that I've definitely come to know, that I should leave the past in the past and just keep moving forward. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my plans for 2018. So in church we learned about reposition for greater glory, and that is literally the summary of what I want to talk about, because I want to be able to reposition the way I think, my decisions, my behavior, lifestyle, myself, my spiritual life, everything. I want to reposition it in a way that is going to be better than the way it was before, basically. But repositioning yourself is a process. It's not going to happen overnight, and it all starts from the heart. You really wanting it, and you started setting your mind and heart on God and telling him your plans, telling him what you want, telling him the things that you want to change. So I want to move to a higher level of glory. My plan is to be able to have a deeper and closer relationship with God, but in the sense that I'm trying to like go away from being hypocritical to really showing who I am on the inside to match my outside. Making a change or an adjustment in your behavior is actually one of the hardest things ever, because every day you make mistakes and everyone is going to judge you on that, and it kind of sucks because you're like, in my heart I know that I am really trying, but no one's gonna see the little changes. They want to see it majorly, like they want to see the big change, and that's just not gonna happen overnight. So that's what I mean by it's a process. And I just really want to be able to strive every day. Like my goal is to judge myself daily, and by that I mean like from who I was. Yeah, I feel like people change every day, but yeah, some people like choose to remain the same, like they choose to keep falling back to their old ways. But the problem is that they don't judge themselves every day. So if you judge yourself every day and be like, in terms of the way I was yesterday to today, like what have I changed? Like have I done anything better? Have I improved in any area at all? It doesn't matter how small. So as long as you can do that and you see the change yourself, that's all that matters. Forget what people think, because eventually those small changes are going to add up to a major one. And yeah, so it's going to be hard, especially in some things that have become part, like quite a habit, quite addictive. So whether it's like you're addicted to alcohol, whether you're addicted to a certain kind of style, like there's some things that are like that you just really love. Like for me, I love things on trend, and it's really hard to step from that and be like, okay, so what's modest? And that's the thing, things like modesty is very subjective, because people have their own different definitions of what's modest. But to me, I believe that if you can wear it in front of God, then that's what modest is. So I'm just gonna try to improve every day. There are also little things that don't have to do with like being like a better Christian or something. In terms of like things like saving, like one issue I struggle with is being impulsive to buy stuff. So I really need to like step down and really try to think of better ways I can save. I know that if I put it in my savings account, I'm still gonna withdraw it and put it back in my current account. So maybe do things like actually go the old method and buy a piggy bank, where it's really hard to get in unless you break it. That's an example of how to save. Another thing is you have to focus on your goals and don't dwell on the past. You shouldn't be distracted or allow yourself to think in different directions, or set so many goals that you can't even achieve them. They have to be realistic. And another thing, you have to also kind of cross-check them with God, because if your goals are approved by God, then God will have his blessing in it, and it will be more likely to reap results. So just pray about it, tell God about it, and yeah, he will help you in achieving those goals as well. If you really want to change that, you have to really be humble and subject your will to God. Like God doesn't want you to have a broken spirit. He wants you to kind of break your will. He wants you to have faith in him and trust him that he's going to be there for you. If you continue to stay how you are, or just keep going doing things the way you want to do them, you might still end up frustrated, disappointed, and your struggles could continue. So it will help to really have God on your side and ask him what he actually wants for your life, because he always wants the best for you anyway. Another thing is to realize that you really need to cut off spiritual leeches. So that's one of my plans for 2018. So anything that's really trying to suck me dry spiritually, in the sense that they block my blessings. So when someone wants to do good for me, like they just turn away or something like that, or if spiritual leeches will also try to make you feel drained, they take away all your energy. You put all your efforts into something and you expect it to reap results, but it doesn't, and you're like, I worked so hard, so why is it not working out for me? And then you realize that there's literally an enemy trying to block good in your life. Don't allow the enemy to create leakages in your investment and not allow you to reap what you deserve. But you must also remember that there will be challenges, but you have to confront those things that are blocking you from reaching that level of the higher level of glory. So you have to look at the things that are taking those spiritual leeches, for example, the things that your habits, your bad habits, whether you're like keep doing things your way when you know it's not working. You cannot conquer what you're not ready to confront, so you definitely have to confront it first, and then you can be able to conquer it. Just be able to work on ready to work on yourself mentally and externally, and also internally, because those giants, I call them, like those barriers in your life, they're like internal giants, and they're the ones that are kind of like preventing you from being a better person, basically. And you have to confront those giants in your life first. When you're ready to confront, you're on the path to conquering. So yeah, let's just like hope that this year will be the best year, like a good year, like where we realized how, like, it's really hard to see. That's why I really love Snapchat memories. They show you your whole year and you just think that, oh, I did have good times, it was a bad year, but then they show you some really good moments, and then they also show you the moments you were down, depending on what you snapped, of course. But it's like you don't notice how much you grow every day. And hopefully this year we see like a major change by the end. So that's all I'm praying for, and I hope the same for you guys too. So yeah, thank you for watching.